But continuing along this line, they say, Mr. LaRouche, in order to foster state credit, our system requires congressional approval. And in that sense, it has created a situation right now in which the president is a virtual hostage to the Congress. For this reason, both the Congress but also the American people demand a quick fix. And long-term infrastructural development will not necessarily provide that. FDR did not have the problem of a massive middle class whose standard of living was created and maintained almost entirely by consumer credit. We, however, do have that problem. And frankly, that segment of the population is not inclined to go to work building bridges. So in order to be able to persuade the Congress and the American people to support policies of long-term growth, we're told that we must also figure out how to maintain the living standard of this very large segment of the population. And the fact is that we're not unconcerned about it, but we're also dealing with totally uncharted territory. Would you please comment?
Well, of course, you know that all progress and all non-losses of warfare mean going into uncharted territory. This is the point that Galbraith made, that the tendency is of weaklings and incompetents are afraid to go outside the system that exists to find solutions. They're stubborn. They will stay at the railroad station after the system is closed down and stubbornly hold out to get the train back again. And they'll starve to death with the cobwebs hanging to their corpses as they dry out, waiting for that train to come. This is not really the way we ought to look at things. No, I think the fear of this thing is wrong. You have out there, first of all, the majority of the U.S. population, the absolute majority, is suffering. And I think that the percent of the population that is not suffering is rapidly shrinking. I think that you're paying too much attention to the experts, so-called. Because yes, in the Congress is an institution assembled for the purpose of cowardice. But if you look at the temperament of the people, as you saw in Connecticut recently, the people are ready to lynch. And as this hyperinflation begins now, and it's already coming, like the train delivering from a UPS or something, that is coming. The American people are going to become increasingly angry and going to demand action. It is the failure to do exactly this, which I think a lot of advisors and lobbyists are busily running around and saying, oh, you can't do that. The middle class will be angry. Well, the middle class is not a middle class anymore. It is now sliding into the ranks of the downtrodden. And it's reacting like that. Who do you think was doing that rioting, that pitchfork rioting, up there in Connecticut over this issue? They were ready to kill. This was the middle class. This is not industrial workers, this is the middle class. The industrial workers are demoralized. They've lost almost everything, in most cases. The middle class is now in revolt because they are not so dumb that they don't know they're being screwed. And therefore, they don't want the status quo. They want a new status. And they will accept one if they think, but we don't want to give up this. We like this kind of job. We like to live here. But you can't do that anymore. It's gone. Okay. What do we do with this?